Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia.
They seem to be
Yeah,
able
well,
to
I'm a
convert it
60s
quickly.
baby. And you must be a 50s baby.
Yep, 57.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, because I'm 65, so that's right on the cusp. It used to be, like years ago, the generations like the boomers to Gen X was 63.
Okay.
For a lot of years, I was classed as a boomer, but in the last couple decades, that seems to have changed. Most models now make it 65, so I'm the first year of the Gen Xers. So I'm right on the cut, like, yeah.
You're on boomer Gen next.
Yeah, I'm right on the cut line of different generations. So, which makes sense because I think
So we can't
personality-wise, I seem to have a mixture of both.
Yeah, and we can't blame you for destroying the world. You have to blame me.
Oh, yeah, yes, I'll take Gen X, then it's your
You get off the hook.
All your fault.
Yeah, must
you
be.
boomers. That's why us Gen Xers are so poor.
Oh dear. And I did all this straw bale building and all this other stuff and still getting blamed.
It's interesting, isn't it, how society sees it.
Yeah.
It's just our Western lifestyle and the fact that we've embraced Westernization and capitalism. And, you know, I personally see that as a good thing.
Yeah. I see good and bad, yeah.
Yeah, because we've really got a good standard of living, even if poor in Australian standards, we've still got access to healthcare and things like that, which some countries, when they're poor, they don't have access to healthcare.
Have nothing, yeah.
Yeah, so not that I want to minimise how hard it is living in Australia if you're on a low income. Because our standards are so high, it does mean that housing, etc.
Sometimes you see comments on when there's news reports and seeing a lot of poor people and they're all carrying mobile phones. And I've seen younger people say, well, they've got a mobile, or older people too, they've got a mobile phone. Like, why can't they afford this, that, or the other? It's like, because a mobile phone's a lot cheaper than a house.
Well, and also, how do we connect? Like, it's not like in the old days. Like, it's like a, I don't know what the word is, but it's almost like a fallacy, isn't it? Almost.
Well, it is because people are judging them on our economic system, and they don't have our economic system.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about, like, back when I was young, a lot of people didn't have phones at home. So you just walk down to the nearest telephone box. But the truth is, most towns are lucky if they've got one or two telephone boxes in the whole town, never mind just on your street corner. So how then, therefore, do you communicate with those places that you need to communicate with if you haven't got a phone? Like, it's got to be a priority.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way that you can. So many rural towns no longer have bank agencies.
That's right.
Where you can go and do face-to-face banking. So you have to have a phone with the internet access to be able to live in our society.
Exactly. I mean, we haven't had a bank here for a long time. We had 3 just before we came. The one we used shut just as we arrived. And that was 25 years ago.
Mobile phones. I don't see mobile phones as a symbol of wealth. I see that as a very basic requirement to live in the West, to live in the modern world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they don't, and we don't live in villages where all your communication is contained in a small area anymore.
And even just like if you need to go a bit further afield and you can't ride your bike or walk, because a lot of rural places you don't have, or here in Australia anyway, don't have good transport. How do you call a taxi if you haven't got a phone?
Yeah.
To be able to go a bit further. Like, you can't, can you?
No.
No, you probably don't have a taxi either.
No taxi, no bus service. Even long distance bus doesn't come to this town, you have to travel 20 kilometres away to catch that bus to the big city.
Which makes it even more essential that you've got a mobile phone, because you need to be able to ring the ambulance if you need one, or
yes,
you can just get to the local hospital.
That's right. Yeah, the nearest hospital is well, there's one 10 kilometres away, but the more decent one's 20. But a district hospital's 40 kilometres away. And then other than that, it's a chopper flight to Adelaide.
We get onto that conversation.
Well, it was mobile phones and how people are judging, isn't it? Like what we just define as normal society now. I mean, we always had a telephone, but that's because Dad worked for Telecom, PMG, whatever it was. Yeah. So, and you said about the public phones, there's one at our post office. Yeah, I think they ended up deciding to make the public phones free so that they didn't get damaged and leave one.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Yeah. So, because that's one of the things people are doing, isn't it? Like breaking in to get the coins. Yeah.
Yeah. And what if your mobile phone breaks? I mean, there was somebody at our public phone the other day next to the post office, and I think, they were probably talking to Centrelink or somebody about, their phone breaking or something. And it's like...
Well, and that's the other thing, isn't it? If you're on welfare and, because I know when I was working for one of the organisations that are connected with job seekers, like now I don't know whether this was a government policy or the policy of the organisation, so I'm not sure, but they were trying to push all of their clients into doing everything online rather than coming into the office. Like they actually had to, whatever their obligations were, they had to track them. A fair while ago now, that must be 6 or 7 years ago, 5 or 6 anyway, that I was working for them. Yeah. So I've forgotten what it was. And because I was in education, not in job seeker department, but I do know the students that I had come through, like that was actually an issue for some of them back then.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming there's even more and more of a push for that now, that even just to be eligible for welfare, you need to go onto the internet and log whatever your details are. So you have to have a phone, don't you?